Hey folks, welcome to Tim Black TV. I'm your host, Tim Black. Suicide by cop. What does that bring up to you? What images does that put in your head? Well, I've got a story for you out of Idaho. It happened back in August. It's just now videotape has been released. Unfortunately, I'm not going to embed that in this video, but what I am going to do is give you commentary on this situation that you won't get anywhere else. You can look, but you won't find it. You know why? Because they're not truthful, most of them. Most of them sugarcoat what's real. I've made an obligation to tell it and keep it real every time out all the time. Go on the link description and you will find the link to the video in question. It's a very riveting video. You need to see it. The officer, Mr. Mortensen, Officer Mortensen, is wearing a body camera. So you get his view of the situation firsthand. Go to the link description. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read for you the article that's written on this so you can give you a little bit of background with the reporting. Now look, police released the video footage Wednesday. The prosecuting attorney in neighboring Bonner County reviewed an Idaho State Police investigation into the August 25, 2013 shooting and concluded that Johnston, a 35-year-old Dalton Gardens resident, appeared intent on suicide by cop, and that no charges should be filed against Mortensen. What happened, you're wondering, right? Well, check this out. Police officer Spencer Mortensen ordered Byron Johnston 8 times, 8, to drop 2 knives before fatally shooting him in a small apartment near downtown last summer. The officer's body camera records it. If a person wants to leave this planet, if they feel that they are so depressed and they're hell-bent on leaving, they want to commit suicide, it's almost impossible to stop them. In this instance, there was someone from that household who phoned the police or called the police into the home. It's in the video. It's a woman, and she says to the officer, he's in the house, he has a knife, I think he wants to hurt himself, please help. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you will see my take on this situation right then. No. That's a no-no. We don't invite policemen into domestic situations. Once she said this man has a knife, this officer is already thinking this is a life or death situation. It's possibly a life or death situation. And look, unbeknownst to most people, most officers didn't sign up to die. They didn't sign up, they didn't lace up their shoes. They didn't kiss their wives and their babies. They didn't rub their boats and say, you know what, today's the day I'm going to go down on the fucking job. That's not what they signed up for. Now, some of them are well-intentioned. Not all are scumbags. Not all are pigs. Okay? And if that's your mindset, don't watch my shit, because we're going to disagree and you're going to do nothing but get blocked in my comment section. I don't think it's right to stereotype a whole group of people. I won't do it to police officers either. Every incident needs to be judged on the facts of that incident. If this man, Eric Byron, let's call him Byron. If Byron wanted to kill himself, he should have did that without assistance from the police officers. Because once you watch that video, I guarantee you will have the same fucking conclusion that I had. This man did not want to listen. This man wanted to be shot. This man had no intention of putting down those knives, and he walked towards the officer carrying lethal weapons. The officer backed up and told him repeatedly. And one time he said, look, I'm serious. I'm going to shoot you. Drop the knives. Drop the knives. He said it 8 times. But that's after he kept asking him to come out. He even said to the young man, or to the older man, he's 36 years old, to the fully grown Mr. Byron Johnston, Officer Mortensen said to him, whatever's going on is just an accident. It's not that big a deal. It's not worth it, man. He said that to him. Now, I know that maybe the mother or the sister or the friend who told the officers that this guy's in there with a knife about to kill himself, could you help? I know she was expecting something, supernatural to happen. And, maybe she saw that movie The Negotiator with Kevin Spacey. Where Kevin Spacey's like talking people out of doing all types of heinous shit. Kevin Spacey, Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker, right? Maybe she's expecting that to happen. That's not going to fucking happen. And if it's going to happen, it's not going to happen in Idaho, outside of Bonner County, in this little shitty apartment with your whatever he is, with knives all sweating in the kitchen. That's not the situation. This is not a movie. This is real life. In real life, if you have a lethal weapon and you won't drop it and you advance towards police officers, you will be fucking shot. That's just the way it is. And you know what? In real life, if there's a person you don't know, be he not a police officer, or be he a police officer, or be he whoever, right? And he has a gun and you approach them with a lethal weapon, they're going to shoot your ass. That's what's going to happen. Now, the one thing I know people are going to say, or at least I'm pretty sure there's some unrealistic people out there who live in fantasy fucking land out there somewhere, and they're saying to themselves, well, why they had to kill him? Now look, I don't know what the manual says at Coeur d'Alene Police Officers Academy. I don't know about their training regimen, but I got a funny feeling that somewhere in there it was, if somebody approaches you with deadly weapons, unload the fucking clip on them. No, see, once again, America, we're living in a fantasy land where we're looking at too many movies. You know what? Stop watching movies, because you can't separate reality with fantasy. See, in the fantasy world, the officer talks him down, or in the fantasy world, the officer shoots him in the hand, pow, oh, and he drops the knives. Then he thanks the officer for saving him. The officer hugs him, rubs him on his head, and they have a tender fucking moment. But in the real world, the officer ain't there to shoot him in the fucking hand, man. He's going to shoot him in the chest about 3 or 4 times, maybe once in the neck or something. If he would have shot this man, Mr. Johnston, in his hand, it would have been by accident. Are you hearing me? That's why I say, don't call cops when you got a situation that you can handle your fucking self. Now, if this guy's going to kill himself, let him do it. And you know what? I don't think this man would be dead if they wouldn't have told the cops to go in there and get him. Because I think he was too punked. Yeah, he was scared to kill himself, or he'd already done it. Standing in the kitchen holding a knife and shit. Holding knives. Trying to pick it, holding it with a fucking steak knife. This ain't Benihana. Fuck are you doing? Put the knives down. I don't got all day to fuck with you, man. You have knives. For all the cop know, he could have threw one at him. Ain't no cop one. Look, this happened back in August. I'm sure Officer Mortensen had better shit to do. He wanted to take his boat out. He wanted to go fucking fishing. He wanted to, maybe he had a plan, and he planned a late vacation with his kids to Disney World. And he doesn't want to die in some fucked up small ass apartment by some sweaty dude in his fucking kitchen or his living room who's depressed over hitting a utility pole. And is upset about his insurance rates going up. Well, I don't know why the guy did what he did, but I know the officer, it appears that he used good sound judgment. Now, it's a tragedy whenever anyone dies. It is. It's a tragedy. And you know what? My condolences to the Johnston family. I know I said that way too late after all the other shit I said, right? But damn it, your boy was fucked up. Now, I'm pissed because Officer Mortensen has to live with what he did. He has to live with the fact he had to take a life that day. And maybe he didn't sign up to take lives. Maybe he signed up because his father was a cop, and his grandfather was a cop, or his brother's a cop, and it's what they do in their family, and it's sort of like you becoming whatever the fuck you are, trash man, or working at building houses, or whatever you are, a doctor, lawyer, whatever you do. You know, people tend to go in the same lines of business sometimes. Anyway, I'm just being hypothetical. But what he didn't probably sign up to do was kill this guy. And he sounds like, I'm just guessing that that's not what he wanted to do that day. And look, he's investigating a traffic situation, and he goes to find the guy who was in the traffic thing. It looked like he fled to his home. He goes to talk to him, and he says in the video, please watch the video in the video description. It's only 2 minutes. But YouTube will flag my shit. That's why I'm not putting it in this video. I'm tired of them flagging me. Until I get big on YouTube, they're going to flag me. That's why other YouTubers like the Young Turks and them, they can put videos there because they're big enough they can do that. I do it, they fucking flag me because I'm small. That's because you haven't spread the word about me. And I'm pissed about that because I'm better than half of the people you watch on YouTube. Fuckheads you keep on subscribing to. Get the word out. And I know I cuss, but so what? Not for kids. Kids shouldn't be watching me. Adults. I know who my core audience is. It's people who want to drink a beer and watch some entertaining news shit, who will say what they're thinking. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tim, that guy, why are you sticking up for that cop? I'm sticking up for that cop because that cop has to live with what he did. And I'm also thinking about the metro drivers who drive these fucking trains and people jump in front of them, and they don't give a fuck, man, that those people have to live with that image. And they get to think about it forever. What if I would have did this? Or what if I did that? Or what if I would have broke sooner? Or what if I would have saw him? When that guy's whole intention was to kill himself. And you didn't ask that officer, look, officer, do you mind if you shoot me? Come on, man. I really don't want to live anymore. It'd be really cool. You know, you didn't have that conversation. This officer not agree to take your life and have to carry that and sit around and be inquired and people questioning him and people cussing him out on the internet, which I'm sure a lot of fucks did, because as soon as they see a cop do something, it's always going to be the cop's fault. That's just because they're jaded and they're biased that way. And they don't want to weigh any facts. They don't even watch the fucking video. I'm going to get thumbs down on this video from people who didn't even go watch the video, who are going to believe in their fucking minds that cops need to be superhuman and be able to use their spidey senses and know this guy's not really going to stab them. And he's going to like throw a net over him or some shit. This ain't Benny Hill, man. This is real life, man, where motherfuckers, you know, this isn't some sideways show, some off-Broadway show. Guy got a knife. Well, that's my point. So let me recap real quick. I'm sorry for Eric Byron Johnston's family. I'm sorry for the death of Eric Byron Johnston. I don't know what he was going through, but evidently it took its toll. I'm also sorry for Officer Mortensen, who now has to carry the stigma of having had to kill a man. And I'm sorry for the dumb fucks who can't get my point, who think that everything is wrong. Look, man, we got to look at each incident on its own merits and make our judgment call. And in this situation, in this one, I got to give it to the cops and say Officer Mortensen did the best he could do in light of the situation that he was handed. And if you don't like me saying that, if you don't like that, I think there's something wrong with you. You need to really reevaluate. And yes, I have dealt with cops who didn't treat me so well. But I've had cops treat me well. And in this situation, that cop treated him as well as can be expected. There's some officers who probably would have shot that guy a lot sooner, wouldn't have told him 8 times to drop the knives. Maybe 1. Or maybe just as soon as he turned around with the knife, shot him. I'm just saying, a cover story similar to that. All right? Anyway, I'm Tim Black. Please subscribe to this channel. Hit the button. Click the button. It's worth it. It's free. It'll be worth every dollar you spend. Our mental health industry is fucked up in America. Our health industry is screwed up. Our health coverage sucks. We need to take care of people with problems. Obviously, this man, Eric, had a problem. Now he no longer has any problems. But now we all have to deal with the fallout of this. And I apologize for my strong attitude towards it. Family of the Johnstons, I do not mean to slander this guy. But damn it, he deserves it.